Welcome back to Crazy Ball TV. I appreciate you guys joining us one more time. Please share, subscribe, and like. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of LFC Vibes. We're gonna be talking about what happened on Sunday. Ooh, I'm thirsty. Excuse me. When I'm thirsty, I just need to drink one of my favorite drinks here. Oh, what it is? It's called 7-Up, nothing special. Like I was saying, we're going to talk about what happened over the weekend with LFC. Something very, very, very exciting did happen. And we talk about it, we revisit some of the situations that happened. As I said, please share, subscribe, and like. Don't forget a notification bell, guys. Don't forget about that. And please do comment. Agree or disagree. Please do comment. We'd like to hear from you guys. Anyway, so if you were living under a rock or another planet or an old distant universe, Liverpool played on Sunday. You know, it was primetime match versus a team called Manchester United. Now, before the build up of this match, because Liverpool and Man U playing, those are the two biggest teams in England. They have the most trophies, they have the most accolade, fans, everything that you can imagine. They are the biggest of the biggest. You know, they can go toe-to-toe. Their rivalry can go to toe-to-toe with any rivalry on the planet. So the build-up was special. But of course, you know, we understand that Liverpool, for the past 4 matches before this one, we have slowly doing better. You know, the beginning of the season has been horrible. The fans have been all over the place. Everybody's pointing fingers at somebody. All you have to do is just look at somebody and then a finger is pointed at you as you are the reason why LFC is struggling right now. And Man U, on the other hand, haven't lost a match in 22 games. They playing well. I mean, apparently they won a Carabao Cup. It used to be called a Mickey Mouse Cup when Liverpool won it, but they did. Congratulations to them. And they said they are in for a quad. So, hey, us knowing what a quad is, we'll be like, hey, go ahead. You know, congratulations on your success. They say they are back. Their manager called Anfield just another place. Publicly professed that errors do come to an end as much as he respects Pep and Klopp. So this thing here that we're talking about was a lot of things coming around with it. Just Manchester United and Liverpool playing against each other is not enough. There's always the storyline, everything that comes with it. The bookkeepers and the bookmakers and whatever book people and the odd makers have already said Man U is the favorite. They're going to beat Liverpool. But some of us knows what was going to happen. I don't care how bad Liverpool is. Every time Liverpool plays Manchester United, I'm picking Liverpool. They could have Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar on the team. I still pick Liverpool. But let's go back to the game and review a little bit. Our lineup was safest pair of hands in the game right now. Alisson, right back. Trent, Gunate back, VVD, Robo. The middle three was Elliott, Henderson, and Fabinho. And then the front three, you know, they pick themselves these days, and that's Nunez, Gakpo, and Salah. Now, the surprise for a lot of us was Klopp resting or benching Stefan Bajcetic and playing Elliott. Everybody lineup had Bajcetic starting, and that was probably the only difference in anybody lineup. So it was a shock. You know, everybody was expecting Bajcetic to start. So already there was people already doubting, people already having issues with the fact that Klopp made that decision. On Manchester United's side, they decided to go 4-2-3-1. Of course, they have De Gea. On the right side, they have Dalot. The two center backs are Varane and Martinez. Left side, Shaw. The front two pivot holding midfielders was Casemiro and Fred. He had Weghorst as number 10. He put Anthony on the right, and then he put Fernandes on the left, and then Rashford, the hardest striker on the planet, as a number 9. So for a lot of people, they were like, usually Rashford has a better game against Trent. Why? So everybody was expecting Rashford to be on that side, but he decided not to do that because guess what? Rashford is playing well. He's scoring a lot of goals. I think this is the only game that he hasn't scored in the last 10 or 11 games that he has. So you can understand why he made that. But putting Fernandes on the left That was very questionable. And then Weghorst as a number 10, that's also very questionable. At least I would have put him as a number 9 and put Rashford as a number 10, and then he could run off him. One thing, when the match started, Liverpool was up in the races, the pressure was on, the intensity was full-blown. It reminded me of how we played Madrid in the first half, where we came in straight at him. And the cool thing with this one, and I think the difference between this one and the Madrid one, is we had control of the ball a lot. And when we had control of the ball, we didn't lose it, we didn't force it. The ball was moving very quickly, between, the transitions between defense, midfield, and then getting to the final third. The problem with me was the final third, we were not using it properly. We were not creating that much chances. It seemed like we were passing it very well, but when we get to the final third, we run out of ideas. So some people thought that Manchester United played better in the first half, which I don't think they did. They did create more dangerous chances than we did. I mean, there was one with Rashford and I think Fernandes, and even before our first goal, Casemiro scored a set-piece goal that, was deemed offside. So I could understand that their chances was more dangerous. Of course, you have to understand they are a team on form, and they have scored a lot of goals. They, Rashford being the man on fire, we know they're going to be dangerful up front. So I understand that. But in terms of them playing better than us in the first half, I don't care who tells me that. That was not accurate, according to me. So we played well. We held the ball well. We didn't lose too many, have a stray passes. There was one that I remember that Elliot did, but the one thing that I like about that, it did not, usually Elliot, when he messes up, he takes it too personal, and his head is in his hands, and he's trying way too hard, and he becomes over passionate about what he's doing. And I think instead of being controlled, he became emotional about his game, and then he loses sight of what he's supposed to do. But this time he did not. He was working it. He knew that he needs to focus on his defensive side first. And when he got that down, he was able to, do the basic passes and was running. He was able to know, okay, this is my space and my area that I need to control, and when I need to drop back and help Trent out. And one thing that I also give up to my manager is he did not let us press way too high. Even when we had the ball, VVD and Konate do not bomb forward, even though the two fullbacks are forward. The fullbacks going forward, that one, he's never going to change his mind. But the center backs did not follow them. They stood back. It allowed the midfielders to be more relaxed because nobody was rushing forward trying to get the ball. And I think that's also the difference between that match and the Madrid one. Because the Madrid one, the midfielders and the attackers all rushed their defenders. We scored goals doing that. Except this one, we were more in control. We did press them in the middle because Casemiro and Fred, they could not control that middle. Even Fernandes, I didn't even hear Fernandes' name until like the 30-35 minute where he had a chance to score. And then he fluffed his lines. And one of them, of course, was an offside. But Liverpool was playing well. I did like how we played. And my concern was the final third was not coming back. Robo getting the ball and, going forward full force and then creating that pass to Gakpo, and Gakpo, one touch, his body swerve, Varane bit the ball. And then one thing, if you watch that game, Fred is the one who screwed up. He saw, literally, Gakpo told Robo where to put Robo told Gakpo where to run to. Fred is looking at Robo, pinpointing where the ball is going to go, the pass is coming to, and he didn't do anything. He didn't close the lane. He didn't do anything. He just stood there. Maybe he was thinking that Dalot was also behind there, but Dalot was thinking that he was going to set the offside trap. Gakpo timed it very perfectly. Varane came in, one touch, he dropped his shoulder, bam, ball in the net. And that's like right after Casemiro scored his goal where they called it back because of the offside. So we go into the second half, a goal up, and I remember my boy G was like, we need a second goal. If we score again, game over. And that's exactly what I was feeling. I was like, we needed one more goal because we knew they were going to come after us in the second half. But the cool thing is Liverpool did not let out. They did exactly the same thing they did on the first half, except better. What they did this time was they knew Manchester was going to come at them. So what Liverpool did was, we're not going to press them high. We're just going to cover the spaces where they're going to leave open, and then we're going to hurt them with that. No, we will press them in the midfield really, really hard, because as soon as we get the ball, we're going straight, we're bombing straight to the attack. So every single time they mess up, it became like we were playing the counter attack. You know, a lot of people were like, relax, you know, control the ball, because against Madrid, we did not control the ball. And then, you know, Madrid hit us with those 5 goals. But this one is we controlled the ball. And then we were a little bit pragmatic and say, watching what they were doing. And then we counter everything that they did. And when the second goal went in from Nunes, that really, really hurt them. Even though they had like a 10-minute spell where they tried to score 1 goal, because they knew if they score 1 goal, the fans would be nervous. And then they could try to see if they could capitalize on that. But what happened was we hit them again with another goal, and then they lost it. I mean, I've never seen a team giving up after 3-0. At least you set up shop so that there's no more goals, or at least you try to score 1 goal and make it look presentable. 3-1 is not that bad of a score, you know? So as the game was going on, you know, usually when we beat them 5-0 at Old Trafford, I told you guys on my review, we took our foot off the gas at 4-0, and then we end up scoring the 5th one. This one, the fans were not allowing Liverpool players to rest. They said, keep going. We won 4, we won 5, we won 6, we won 7, we won 8. And we kept going, and the players, they wanted to make a statement. We could tell that our players literally listened to every word that the Manchester United fans said, everything that their manager said about Anfield, and knowing that fans have been hurting for so much that they said, we are not allowing these guys any room to breathe. So when we scored, we kept scoring, we kept pushing. And it wasn't like pushing just because we kept going. No, it was more control. We sit back and we never deviated from the tactics. And this is where I don't know how Klopp did it, but however he told them, however he explained to them, it was perfect, because these guys executed his tactics to perfection. And that's why the goals were coming. We had 8 shots on target, 7 went in. You could say this is a one-off match. Yeah, this does not happen often. But Liverpool, like I said, we don't create that many chances. And the fact that we created only 8 was on target, 7 went in, that's something that's telling you that eventually we're going to get better. That's why if you watch the Everton match, it was good. We came out with energy against Newcastle. We came with energy. As soon as we scored the goal, I remember I was very frustrated saying that somebody changed the tactics. All of a sudden, a 10-man team of Newcastle outplayed us for 75 minutes, which makes no sense. And then when we played Crystal Palace, Klopp made a lot of changes. So we are getting back to our groove. We're not there yet, and he makes a lot of changes. Of course, he throws off the team, and then that's after we have been beaten by Madrid. And then, we go against Wolf, and he plays the original team, and then you see what's going on. And then when we play Manchester, he kept the same team with the exception of Bajcetic, and everything was perfect. So that means Klopp now knows which 11 he should go with. At least 10 or 12 players that he knows he can start with. After that, anybody else should be a supplement, because bringing Jota and bringing Bobby in was great, especially Bobby scoring the 7th goal after we just heard that he is leaving at the end of the summer. And he was itching when he was sitting on the bench, because he knew this is the last time I'm going to be playing this team in front of this crowd. So he was pumped, and it was perfect club bringing him at that time. So I'm not going to be talking about all the goals, because all the goals were beautiful. I mean, Gakpo scored 2, Nunes scored 2, Salah scored 2, the front 3 scored 2 each. All of them could have been selfish and say, I'm very close to scoring a hat-trick. No, they kept passing. I didn't even know Salah's first goal was a pass from Nunes. I didn't even know that. These guys were on a mission, and there was no selfishness. You could tell this time they were all focused and dialed in, say, okay, we're going to win this as a team. And another shout out to the Anfield faithful. Oh my God, Anfield was just something else. I'm going to be there one day, guys. I'm coming. One of these days, I'm coming. I'm going to be screaming and shouting till my voice goes completely dead. This was an amazing match. This is a match that we need. This could be the restart that we needed. Remember, 2 years ago, this is exactly the same restart we needed when we went to Old Trafford and beat them, 4-2? Was it 4-1 or 4-2? When they were flying high, coming second, thinking that they were going to win, they could possibly challenge Man City. And then, bam, we hit them with those, beat them up at Old Trafford. The same thing happened again. This one, they were like, yeah, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. You know, we're going to challenge Arsenal and Man City. And then now we are 7 points away from them. We did tell them if we win, we are looking at the third spot. So right now, Liverpool, next match we have is Bournemouth away. I'm not expecting 10 goals. I'm not expecting 5 goals. All I'm expecting is 3 points. If we could get that, I'll be happy. That's all I care about. We're going to be riding this 7-0 for a very, very long time until they beat us 8-0. Yes, Liverpool have lost 7-2 before, but we never lost that match to a rival in the Premier League era. Oh, but at the same time, you know, next week we have a little business by the name of Champions League to play Madrid. We are 3 goals down, and I'm going to say this. If this team pulls it off, no one can talk to my manager, or no fan can even talk to me. I'm going to be so unbearable. But like I said, if any team is going to do it, it's Liverpool. We make the Hollywood script. And good news that we're hearing that it's a possibility that Diaz should be getting ready really soon. I'm not putting any pressure on him. He needs to take his time. Even if he has to come the last day, come last day. Right now, we do not need him to rush. By knowing Klopp, he takes his time with his players. Just because he started training today doesn't mean he's going to play the next match. Usually, you have to have at least a whole week training before he allows you in. So we are happy that he's getting there, baby steps. And Liverpool, we move. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back with the preview of the weekend matches that's going on. Please share, subscribe, and like. Like I said, don't forget the notification bell and, of course, the comments. Please, we need those comments. Please be respectful, agree or disagree. That's all we're talking about. Crazy Bold, peace.